Well, guys, how's it going? So, 7:15. I'm just pretty much wrapping up my day. It's been a busy one. If you can tell, I'm just in my t-shirt because I got like 65 today. So, got the sun in my freaking eyes. But yeah, I've been. I checked up on my gaming cameras. And I got the Redneck Harrow ready for work. I found I needed one more tire on that one end because the wire was being peeled up because the cows are playing with it. So, and it wasn't doing anything anyway because there's no weight on it. So, couldn't find a tire at the farm, so I just ended up using one of Big Red's old tires. A steer tire. Works pretty good. It's perfect size for that area, I guess. So I did that, put the chain on, and then got the farm LA ready. I greased it, checked oil, threw in the rest of my half gallon of 80-90 oil. I don't know if it's leaking again or what, or it could have been maybe just some rain or something that got on it and was pulling some of the oil residue off. I don't know, but there was a little drip of oil hanging on the bottom of where the output shaft comes out for the belt pulley. But I checked the oil, like I looked in the actual gearbox for just the belt pulley itself, and it wasn't low on oil. So it must have been just some rain or something got on it. I don't know. I'll keep checking it, but other than that, it's all right. PTO's not leaking. It's a little moist, but I think that is to be expected because it is going to leak a little bit of oil. With the older tractors, they're never 100% leak proof anyway. But I mean, it kind of just is what it is, I guess. But yeah, so I did that. I just got done covering her up. The only thing I gotta do now is I got to put the battery in it and fire it up. I haven't done that yet, but there's one day they're saying it could get, one day it's saying it could get 70, 72, and then the other day they're saying 80. So for April anyway, that's actually pretty good. But then it's gonna kind of dip down just a touch. So one of those days I think I'm gonna hook up to the old Harrow there with the A and give her shit. So my freaking cow, my calf from last year, obviously she pulled her fucking tag out. I don't know what the hell these cows are doing, but my uncle's cows have been doing the same bloody thing. They're pulling their freaking ear tags out. So now my calf is missing half of her freaking ear. I don't know what she did. She just tore it all. It's just kind of just not really dangling there, but it's a big gaping freaking hole. That freaking pisses me off. So I don't know what to fucking do because I don't have a squeeze chute, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to ask the young guy if I can, have her hauled over to his place, and just so we can put her in a squeeze chute because she's to that point now where you can't handle her on her own. So, but yeah, my uncle's cows have been doing the same bloody thing. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They have to be getting hooked up on wire or something, but I don't know where. I can't figure it out. Because some of the wire has a electric fence around it, and then there's some that doesn't. So I can't make sense of it. But they're doing something, and I haven't walked the whole pasture to see if the tag was laying out there. Chances are it's probably in the hay pile where they're feeding or eating, or it's in the barn under all that poo, but we'll never know. I don't know when she did it, because I'm pretty sure that, I mean, during the winter months I don't look at them as much as in the summertime, but last time I seen her really good, I think it was a couple of months ago, and she had her tag, I think. So I just don't fucking know what I don't know what to do anymore, you know. So because I mean, that's the only way I'm going to be really able to ID her now, is that she has that big tear in her ear. And I'm pretty sure it was that one that was coming up to me when I was out there just scoping shit out. She wanted to play with me, but yet I can't ever pet her, so I think she's just testing me. But I don't know, she's gonna have to get tagged somehow. I'll have to put it in the other ear, because I think her other ear is too badly damaged now to re-tag it. So I don't know. I don't know why the last 2 years it's been such a nightmare with tags, when all the other years it was going perfectly fine. Now all of a fucking sudden they're pulling them out left and right. So the only thing that's left now to do is just to start fucking branding them. Just burn her numbers and shit into her. Here in Minnesota, you're not required. Well, branding really is just more or less to, if your cattle were to be stolen, they have a way of IDing it, because there's no way of removing that burn from her. So, but in North Dakota and Texas, those are the only two states that I know of that it is required for you to brand your cattle. Here in Minnesota, it's not. But for me, if I was the brand, the branding would mean nothing either. It's not really a number, like a security number. It's just it's an ID number for me. So, but other than that, I don't really know. But buying branding equipment, it's just going to get a hell of a lot more expensive. And then you have to have a squeeze chute. You know, I don't know what to do. You know, I don't really know what else you could do that would be easy enough to tag them. There is another tagging system you can buy. It's like a little round tag, and it has a code in it, and you can program that, I guess, on your computer, and then you'd put it into the cow's ear like you normally would, and then you scan it later on and you can see who it is. I guess I hear a plane coming over or something, but yeah, not sure where the hell it went, but it flew over. So, but yeah, that might be a possibility. I don't know. It's just going to cost too much money. Tagging is really the cheapest route I can go, and it's also the easiest because I've already learned it. So, but yeah, so unfortunately we had a passing on the farm pretty recently too. Unfortunately, sucks, but what are you gonna do? Anybody know what that is? That's a hooter, a hooting owl. That's a big little fucker too. But found him dead underneath the parts building that we just cleaned out. I was over there looking stuff over, and I noticed his back tail feathers here were sticking out. At first I thought maybe it was like a goose, like a Canadian goose or something, you know, maybe he got trapped and couldn't get out. But after I pulled him out, that's a hooter. So I think that's the one that my uncle said that he's been seeing all summer long, and then all of a sudden now he's gone. So yeah, too bad. He's a good looking little Little fella though. He's a big sucker though. He's a big sucker. Too bad though. That's probably the one I hear hooting all the time at certain times. But unfortunately, well, I didn't grab you by your other leg. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, since he is expired, well, he's gonna have to expire out here because this will just attract other animals, and we don't need that. So we'll just lay him somewhere here, and we'll let the other animals have their way with him, I guess. I would bury him, but wildlife's got to eat too, so I don't know. I'll just maybe this tree come out, it looks like. So yeah, we'll put him in this hole here. This is when the tree fell out, it pulled it out, the root ball. So that'll be its final resting spot. I would bury him, but I don't think the frost has come out of the ground yet. So that's it. I don't know. He just died recently because it doesn't stink. He's not rotten. He ain't nothing. It's just like he all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know why he would have crawled under there. You know. So, like I said, I don't know why he would have crawled under there to die. I mean, I guess they have to have a spot to die too, but under a building? There's been a lot of passings on the farm here in the last couple of years. We just had that. There was a deer that got destroyed out here. It's missing though. I did find a leg, but all I found was a one leg and a pile of feathers or fur. So, but hey, that's the first time I've ever gotten to get up close to a good old hooter. So, too bad it wasn't under better. Yeah, it would have been nice if he was alive, because then, of course, he wouldn't let me pet him. I know that for a fact. I never would have gotten to pet him if he was alive, but what do you do? I'm sure things die all the time out here, but to have them die in the yard, that's a first. Well, we also have I don't know, I think the 1586 is to blame for this, but on the ground, on the back side of the 15, but on the ground, I don't know, maybe once a year or a couple times a year, I always find a little dead bird behind it. And I had a hard time figuring it out why there was always birds croaking there. So I kind of started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah. I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe they're slamming into the back window because it's glass and they can see through that. So I'm guessing that's what's causing it. Is they think that they can go through that area, but they can't. And they're going at top speed, and it kills them. Hopefully it kills them instantly and that doesn't make them suffer, but I'm sure if it breaks their neck, I'm sure they're pretty much done. But yeah, to have an owl die on the farm, that's kind of pretty rare. He must have been just died in the last day because, like I said, he's awful fresh. Doesn't smell rotten or nothing. He's all one big piece still, so too bad though. I don't know what, I mean, old age could have been a factor with that. I don't know. He wasn't being tore up or anything, because like I said, he's perfectly fine. It's just like he just fell over. But why underneath the building, I don't know. So, and I don't think he would have died from starving. Like maybe he was going under there and then just he couldn't get back out. Some animals, they don't realize that, just back up the way you came in the exact same way and he would have gotten out. So, I don't know. Too bad though, because if he was just stuck there, if I would have noticed him, I guess a day or two ago or something, I could have pulled him out and he probably would have been alright, but I don't know. Honestly, it kind of sucks to lose them things, because I like listening to them at night. Because you only hear them when there's no wind. And if it's clear out, you can really hear it then. That might have been the same one that he circles the town. Because every night he would be in a different place and he would be hollering in a different part of town. So he was always moving around town all the time, every night. So that might have been him. I guess there'll always be another one to take his place, but how many years will it take before another one decides to take his place, Well, I do hear another one in this direction, southwest, but it sounds like it's on the North Dakota side, in those pile of trees. You probably can't hear it over the static on the radio, but it's in that direction. But I don't know if we have any more on the farm or not, because he was the only one, I think. Yeah, because my uncle always said that he would always see him out during the winter. He was always kind of sitting up in a tree or whatever, hooting. So, but no more, I guess. Either he got stuck and couldn't get out and died of hunger and thirst, or it was just his time to go. He doesn't look like he's all that old, but I don't know how big some of these things can get. I don't know if that's like normal size for that type or what. I don't know nothing about these things, All I know is that they are kind of cool animals, so they're probably like my second favorite animal. I think the first one would be the bald eagle. Well, no, I don't think we'll ever get any moving into these woods, because these woods are active, because there's people, me, that come through here all the time, so they'll never make a nest. And plus, I think they want bigger trees than this, because their nests are supposedly pretty damn big. So, we have them flying around, but where they nest, I don't know. They're not nesting in my woods, because I would know that. I would see that, especially now, since I can get around, but yet there's still no leaves on the trees. I can see in it pretty far right now, so I don't see any big nests anywhere. There is a live stream on YouTube. I think this is over in California though, but there's a mother and father eagle. They had 3 babies finally after like 2 or 3 years of losing their babies. Something was always stealing them. But like this year they finally got to have. They had 3, but I don't know, one disappeared. So I don't know. But they have 2 right now, and they're actually getting kind of big. They're not full grown yet, but they're up, starting to kind of wander a little bit on their own now in the nest. So eventually they're gonna fly away. But so that's kind of interesting to watch that. I don't watch it every day. I'll just try to stop in every few days, or maybe just once a week, and see what they're up to, because I got too much other crap going on. And now with it being spring and summer not far behind, it's going to be go. So, but like I said, I already got the A ready to go. All I got to do is put a battery on it and start it. So I got to put more oil. I know that the starter and the generator, which would be your alternator, but 6 volt, they're called the generator. You're actually supposed to oil those things every once in a while. Not sure what kind of oil you use. I think it said in the book. I'd have to look again, but I know that my great-grandparents, they had those old, well, I guess I can show you because I have one here to show you. Let's take this key out a little bit. This little freaking ding and holler and spit and just be a nuisance. But we got like 2 or 3 of these freaking things just in that one building alone where the tractor used to sit. But I took one. It's just like a little oiling can. It needs to be filled up. It's actually empty now. But I think that's what you would use to oil the starter and the generator and all that other good stuff. But I don't know what kind of oil you put in there. It doesn't smell like 80-90 oil, but so it's not. It doesn't look like engine oil either. So I don't know what the hell it is, but that's the one that was still working. I don't know about the other ones because I only need the one. But I took that one to the shop because I guess because I just liked it, you know. I don't even know if you can even find those. I don't even know if you can find them things new anymore. Maybe if you looked in the right places, I guess. But I don't know where they're at. But why buy new when you got old and the old is still working fine? I just got to fill it up. But I don't know what kind of oil it takes. But I figured that was the kind of oil that they used to oil the starter and generator. So I squirted a little bit in there. I don't know how much you really need to put in there. It says, I'm sure it says in the book too, but I don't remember right now. So, but I've never done it before, and I don't think out of all the years that my uncles ran that tractor, I don't think he's ever oiled them, and you're supposed to, so at least once in a while. I still can't figure out how the front axle, well, you know it pivots in the center, but I can't find a grease zerk for it. You think there'd be a grease zerk because it pivots up and down. Even the John Deere's that way, the 1586 is that way, and they all have grease zerks to grease that center pin. But you think the A would have that too? I mean, I guess again I could look in the book, but I don't think it. I just don't think it has one. Which makes no sense, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a different style of bushing in there, and if the bushing wears out, then you have to just replace the bushing. But I don't think there's any slop in it, so, you know, considering that they did use that tractor pretty hard, but I don't know, maybe they replaced it halfway through their farming career or something, you know, or maybe even towards the end there they replaced it. I don't know. Kind of an interesting little deal, I guess, but what do you do? So, but yeah, anyway, yeah, so be sure to say your R.I.Ps to the hooter. Yeah, I've never been that close to one, so. But what do, you know? Shit happens. Just got to deal with it, so. But hopefully it was just of old age. It wasn't of, you know, him starving. Because that would have sucked, but I didn't know. He wasn't in there, like I said, he wasn't in there very long. Because if he was in there more than a couple days, he would have been stinking and rotten already. And plus I think the feathers would be coming out real easy, and they're not, so. Because just grabbing it, the feather should have fell out. So, whatever. He can pass away, or, well, not pass away. He can just rest over there, I guess. Wildlife will tear him apart and eat him anyway. But, what do you do? So, could have buried him, but I don't have a shovel, and it looked like he was alone anyway. I don't think he had anybody, so whatever, you know, shit happens. Needs to quit happening because it's happening too much over here right now. So, but yeah, and then the other thing is, last time I went, the last 2 times, payday, and then the time after that, I went to go shopping. If you guys remember, I made a video about it a couple of months ago, about that license plate reader camera doohickey thing. Well, the last couple times I've been through that little town, which is between my town and the town that my bank is at. There's like that other little town there. There's like less than 50 people apparently living there. They took that camera down. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the camera died or if there was just enough complaints that they decided to take it away. Maybe people were bitching and complaining that they don't want to be scanned and whatever else, right? So, but I don't know. I'm probably going to jinx myself saying this shit now because I'll probably fucking put it back up. Because it was really getting to be a nuisance because I was going around the camera. I was going the back way. There's a little gravel road to the east of that camera. It's on the main road, but you go left. If you're going south, you would go left on the first left road. It's a gravel road. It's a back road into that town. I take that and I go around the camera and I go back on the highway. It's kind of a nuisance, but that's what I've been doing. But I think a lot of other people have been doing it too, because I noticed that one day, this was actually about a month ago, there was cars, I think it was the people that work at the bus plant over here. They were coming home from work and they were all taking the back road. There's another back road that would be on the west side of that town, but you'd have to kind of go around. It's hard to explain without showing you guys it, but it's basically a back highway, and you can take that and it'll take you up to that same town, but it takes you further in the town, so then you're not on the camera, won't pick you up, right? And here I've been taking, I don't know if that's quicker or if the way I'm going is quicker. I don't know, but there was quite a few other cars that were doing the same damn thing as me. They were basically going around that camera. Now, I don't know if it's just maybe something they wanted to do something different, or if it really was because of the camera. Maybe they finally learned what it was. Probably not through my videos, because if it was through my video, I think they would have had way more views than that, but for all I know, oh shit, that's a hole. For all I know too is that people download my videos without my permission, and then they share it throughout the town or whatever, right? Because they don't want to give me any more views than possible. So I don't know, maybe they downloaded that video and it got leaked around town a little bit, and people are like, well, fuck this shit, I don't want that. So I don't know, not ruling anything out. So, but yeah, it hasn't been there the last couple of weeks, so it either died, right? Like it just died because it's a piece of shit. Or maybe there was just enough complaints towards the, you know, I don't know if it would be the cops. I don't know if you would complain to the cops so much around here, but you complain to somebody about it, and if there's enough complaints, they take it down or move it somewhere else. So they either took it down because it was bad, you know, like it died, or they moved it somewhere else. But obviously we'll never know where they moved it because they won't ever tell us that shit, right? So, but like I said, I probably jinxed myself and they'll fucking put it back up. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just looking at the fence line. I came by here earlier and I did find another piece of barbed wire down here. It's just a little 3-foot section. So took that to the junk pile, called it a day. Not really, because I went and worked on the A. But and another little fun fact too, I would have to try to find a picture again, which somewhere on my Facebook page, I guess. I think it goes back to 2015, I think. Gonna have to double check that. Well, it'll be in the description, or it'll be over the picture anyway. But I love the old fence line here, which we are crossing over. There's a big hole there, but basically I would have to go back to the beginning now. That's what I'm doing, but it shows all the bushes. I think it shows literally all of them. I don't remember. I don't know what year it was when I started taking the bushes down. Because I realized there's nothing really here besides an old fence that we're never going to use again. And just a bunch of damn trees that are going to eventually die and fall over, and they're going to get in the way anyway. So here's the ditch. So that's where we kind of started last year. But all the stuff south here now, well, I'll just go right down to the end here, or I guess to where I think the fence originally ended or started, whatever. But believe it or not, I'm pretty sure it was right up by the main trail here, at least pretty damn close. But I'll have to show that picture, and then I'll have to probably blow it up a little bit. It'll probably be a little grainy because of me having to make it, zoom it in so far. But I'll figure it out in the editing part. But so I think originally the fence, I don't want to drive on the dirt, so we'll just park the Blazer right here. So I think originally, that very first bush that I ever took down, ooh, it's getting cold out. I gotta go home. So I think originally it was kind of right about here. There's the main trail that takes you into the woods. I think the original bush was right here somewhere, and then we had bushes obviously along the way plus the fence. So if I can find the picture, I'll insert it over my face, and that just shows you how much ground we've gained in just the last few years. Now I don't remember when I first started. I don't think it was in 2015. I highly doubt it, but I think there was one year I worked on it, and then I think I took a year or two off, didn't do nothing, and then I've just been kind of going steady ever since then. So, because a little bit here and there, it's going to eventually be gone. So I bet you another, I don't know, those big trees are going to be questionable. Those are going to really be hard to figure out what to do with them. But once you get them out, even if it's just one per year, I bet you within another 3 to 5, maybe it'll probably be less than 5, but no more than probably 5, I bet, this fence line will be done. There won't be nothing here anymore. So then I'll have to move on to something else. Start cleaning out another spot, trying to reclaim it. So, but because we're never going to put cattle that far back there. If we do put cattle down here, it's going to be out in the square field first, and then obviously as we need more ground, well, then we'll just keep pushing the fence further out, and that'll be after haying. So I do got to talk to the ex-mayor again. I got to run into him one of these days. See if he's going to be okay with us putting our cattle on his land for this year. It's been nice. It's been helping out quite a bit. But getting them out here would be ideal. But we want all this for hay. So you'd have to hay it. And then it would have to grow back in for a few weeks. So, but I don't know. So, oh, the motorcycles are already out. That means that she's getting warm. So, but yeah, I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. Just want to let you guys know what's going on there, and did this and did that finally. So, the 80 is finally ready. I don't know when exactly I'll hook up to it and knock cow pies down, but it'll be pretty quick here. If we get that day when it's going to be 70 and 80 out, those are the days I might want to pound away at it and get it done. So then we'll move on to something else from there, I guess. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.